Dealing with Young Employees 1827. Hi all. I run a service-based business, and in the last year I am having a really difficult time having employees take care of the basic responsibilities of employment, like showing up to their shift on time or showing up at all in some cases. I have researched the pay rate for my area, and I am paying 20–25% more than my competitors. And I offer a reasonably relaxed environment where the employees can basically decide what their schedules will be. When I run into a problem where an employee either doesn't show up or shows up late and I speak to them about it, I get met with this mentality or demeanor that they have done nothing wrong, and how dare I bring this tardiness or no-show to their attention. I thought initially it was just a bad couple of employees, but I am now seeing this type of behavior across the board. Anyone else experiencing this? Nobody will ever care about your business more than you. You're too lax with company structure. Take charge and control the details. There are a lot of young adults out there that are looking for guidance and leadership to successfully transition into being an adult. Being a competent and responsible adult can be difficult to master for some. Be that adult that is the mentor and leader. You and your employees will both benefit from the effort. I'm confused. You say you allow them to set their schedule while complaining about tardiness. How can it be both? Could the problem be a misunderstanding of expectations? If I took a job where the boss said I could set my own schedule, I'd assume we weren't clock watching, and I could come and go as I needed to, so long as my work is getting done. My advice would be to communicate your expectations more clearly. Don't pretend to be laid back when really you aren't. If you want firm start and end times, say that. Are you firing anyone ever? I feel like you rarely are. You have to make people respect the job. And the best way to do that is make sure your people will lose it if they do not meet your standards. Also look for the person that is most adamant with this attitude, as they are probably the cancer. Spreading that attitude to the rest of the crew. Never been so grateful to be 28. Yes. Create an employee handbook and write-up system. It has changed my life. I know what you're talking about when getting upset. Feel free to DM me. I have over 30 young adult employees that I manage successfully. If you give too much freedom, people are going to push the boundaries. It's great that you're focused so much on providing a comfortable and well-paying environment. But unfortunately, that also means people are likely to abuse it. At the end of the day, if these kids don't want to do what's required, then there's other people out there that will take their job. It is training. When working with people who do not have a lot of previous work experience, training is key. You have to begin with clear expectations within the first few days, before they ever do any other type of work with the company. Then, you must continue with the training. You say you pay more than competitors. But if that is still near minimum wage with pay in the lower teens, this is the type of employees you will get. Pull each individual aside into your office. Ask them about the job they feel they've been doing. Bring out your enumerated list of complaints. Show them that they are being paid above market average, and ask them explicitly to agree to the terms of employment you have set. You expect him to be on time. You expect him to complete X amount of work in Y hours. Ask them if they have any thoughts, responses, concerns. 28-year-old here. I started working at 18. I have never behaved like this in a job. In part because my first boss was a semi-pro female rugby player and I was terrified of disappointing her. She was very fair though. Just had an air of fear me about her. There's nothing wrong with being nice, fair, etc. But if their attitude is not right, and they won't change it, they need to go. It's up to you to be firm. It's their own fault if they lose their job. Gen Z here. I think 99 of us are socially anxious and have no idea how to properly interact in a professional environment. We need people to mentor us with lots of grace. Maybe you have a bad apple that's spoiling the bunch. Institute an attendance policy. Set expectations clearly. Something like this. It's more work administratively, but it's fair. Must call in and notify management. Absences count as an incident. 4 incidents in a rolling 90 is a warning. 3 warnings terminated. I offer a reasonably relaxed environment where the employees can basically decide what their schedules will be. When I run into a problem where an employee either doesn't show up or shows up late and I speak to them about it, these 2 things don't add up. You created an environment where you let them decide what their schedule will be. Then you consider it a problem when they decide when or even if they'll show up. Sounds like you need to stop being relaxed and chill and tighten up ship. If they feel you don't care or are too relaxed, they will take advantage. So eliminate that by tightening up how you operate. They're only going to work as hard as you if you lead by example. Nobody cares about your business but you. IMHO, of course. Rolling on the floor laughing, folded hands, medium skin tone, folded hands, medium skin tone. How hard is it for you to find new employees? Start replacing these employees and you will find the others start being more responsible. Right now the only consequence sounds like is a talking to, where they get to argue. And then carry on. Become more strict with them. Send them out if they don't fall in line. Let others too know what was not right with the one whom you sent out. Yes, it has happened repeatedly, all within that age range. Way late to the comment game here. But maybe consider changing the way you compensate them. The vast majority of my employees are 25 or under and are paid piecemeal. Basically they get paid of each job they complete. Most of the time the employees that don't have great attendance work ethic kind of work themselves out. While the people that are reliable make a lot more money than the average person their age. My coworkers are in their 50s and never show up on time to work. You probably don't pay enough even if it's 20-25% higher. If the competition pays $15 and you're paying $18, that's still horrible. My mom was a businesswoman and taught me how to be a businesswoman. Her saying was, if you're early, you're on time. If you're on time, you're late. And if you're late, you're fired. I think kids today are finally starting to understand that employment is fundamentally exploitative. And there's no reason to waste your life slaving away to make somebody else rich. My generation aren't the best workers, I will admit. They need an extra push all the time. I offer a reasonably relaxed environment where the employees can basically decide what their schedules will be. So how can anyone be late? You need to create clear expectations and consequences for not meeting them. And be consistent. It's better to fire someone who is behaving badly than to let it slide. Either way, it's an example for the rest of the staff.